All right, next let's kick it on down to College Station. So much expectations there for Texas A&M. Is this the year that the Aggies finally win the West? I know a lot of those fans are hoping and praying that it is. And, with each passing day, I regret not picking Texas A&M as my team in the West because I just have more and more confidence that they can get it done. And now they've got their starting quarterback, Haynes King. They know who they've got under center, and that just kind of backs up everything that I've heard about King since the day he got there. So they seem very confident there in Texas A&M, and I love the fact that they came to SEC Media Days, and what was the message? 9-1, that's not good enough. Where we all know that was the second best record in the SEC, but it wasn't good enough because there was one team better than the Texas A&M Aggies last season. The Aggies seem like a team on a mission, and that is something that Jimbo Fisher hit on here with the fact that his players and the coaches are expecting a statement against Kent State.
We talked a lot with your players about how they want to make a statement in this season opener against Kent State, and that the statement is showing how hard y'all have worked at camp and will serve as a preview for what's to come the rest of the season from y'all. As a head coach, what statement are you looking to make in this game?
We play great, and your opponents, you play like you've practiced. You play like the habits you want to have. And every game, you got 12 times you're allowed to play. The statement is that we're ready to play and we're going to play. It's not that it's Kent State, it's not that it's Alabama, it's not that it's Georgia, it's not that it's LSU, it's not that it's Colorado the next week. Each opponent has its own purpose and scheme you have to play against, and you have to understand how to do that each and every week you come to compete and play. And the statement is that we want to play well. We want to play our game. We want to do the things we do and understand that the other team is a very good team, and they're going to have their moments. But how we withstand the momentum swings, the maturity in which we play with, but more importantly, the consistency of how we play and the way we play, that we don't have self-inflicted wounds. We play a great physical brand of ball. We're able to capitalize with great skill and make plays when we have to, and play a very sound game in all three phases.
All right. So again, you get the sense that Texas A&M is, despite all their success, they're coming off winning the Orange Bowl against a North Carolina team that's one of the best in the ACC. And hey, what does he like to say? We ain't done yet. And that's this kind of talk continues that narrative. Now, saying it's one thing, doing it on the field completely different. So they've got to be able to do that here on Saturday to continue that momentum, and it's going to come with Haynes King under center. So why did he win the job? And how about the players around him? I know the offensive line will be retooled. There was interesting development there with the depth chart being released on Monday. Kenyon Green at right tackle. Most people had him penciled in at left, but Jeremy Johnson, the transfer from Tennessee, who played left tackle at Tennessee, he's going to be left tackle for Texas A&M. So that was kind of interesting. But how do the players around Haynes King step up? Jimbo also hit on that.
A difference. You still got great players on both sides in what you do.
And why did Haynes King ultimately win the starting quarterback
Consistency,
job?
and I think, at the end of the day, everybody says it was his athleticism. No, it wasn't. It was his pocket presence and his ability to throw the football accurately, make decisions. I'm still a firm believer decision-making and accuracy is how you play great football at quarterback. And the legs are an added piece of what has to happen and of where you go. And, he was outstanding in the scrimmages, practice to just get better and better and better, and play with great consistency. Intermediate throws, short game, reads, getting the ball out of his hand in blitzes. We brought every blitz known to man at him, and I'm a big believer in you have to get him prepared in that regard. Making zone calls, man against zone, man protection calls, accuracy down the field, deep ball was excellent. Played well, and at the same time, I say that Zach did too. This was not a deal where all right, one guy's good, they kept matching each other, and he just played a little bit better, and that's where we went with it. But very comfortable with both guys and what we're doing, and very happy and anxious to watch them play. If they were playing that, they weren't play very well because they have doing camp against some really good people on the other side.
Go to the back behind the lights, Mike, and then down front, Cole.
Coach, when you have a young quarterback starting his first career collegiate game, how important is it for the veteran playmakers around him to kind of step up and make his job?
Well, I think that's a given. I think that's, they have to be where they're supposed to be, do the things they got to do, get open, and allow him to get into his groove and play his game, and That's always very important. I mean, there's no doubt about that, and that's their responsibility, just like they went through it. So, hopefully they'll do that and play well. Which from camp, I think we will.
All right. So again, I mean, they seem. You watch out, man. Haynes King may be the breakout star here in the SEC. There's a lot of, you've seen a lot of talk this offseason. There's not a lot of star power at the SEC quarterbacks position. I think by the end of the season, we're going to, with guys like Haynes King and Bryce Young and Max Johnson and KJ Jefferson and Will Rogers. I mean, I go on and on and on. Shane's screaming into his mic right now. Joe Milton, we'll see. But there's going to be some players that emerge at that position. And I think by the end of the season, Haynes King is going to be closer to one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC than whereas right now he's essentially a big question mark to those that don't know much about him.